song for us this morning as we continue to celebrate the Black Stars. All right, but we get into a roundtable discussion right about now. Today, we're having a conversation that is as practical as it is personal, because for many people it touches how we live every single day, even if we don't always talk about it openly. Now we're looking at the topic how to stop living a lifestyle you can't afford. How to stop living a lifestyle you can't afford. Now we live in a world of social media where people are posting all kinds of things, soft life, they're posting their luxury, success, and all of that, and it has become easier than ever to feel like you are behind in life, even when you are doing your best. And so many people are quietly stretching their income, sometimes beyond its limits, just to be able to maintain appearance or maintain steez, like they say, to be able to meet expectations or simply feel like they belong. But underneath all of these things, a lot of people are dealing with pressure, they are dealing with debt, they are dealing with financial stress that no one sees. So this morning, we want to go beyond the appearances. We want to understand what really is happening financially and why people fall into this cycle, and maybe most importantly, how to be able to break free from it and build a lifestyle that is not just impressive but also sustainable. And my guest this morning is Benjamin Nathan Autry. He is a financial advisor, and he joins me over the phone lines for this conversation this morning. Nathan, good morning. Hello, Nathan. Good morning. All right. Not too sure why I can't hear him, but we'll try and reconnect him, and then we can have the conversation this morning. And so we're talking about that. If you know anybody at all that, let me hear your thoughts on this particular subject matter, where people are trying to live beyond their means and trying to impress people and all of that. I think I have Nathan on the lines now, and so we get into the conversation. But you can join the conversation on our WhatsApp platform. Send us a WhatsApp on 0544-321019, 0544-321019. I'm happy to read your messages for you. You can also call us on 03039-56641, 03039-56641 when we open the phone lines. I'm happy to also give you an opportunity to share your thoughts with us. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Please feel free to drop a comments there. I'm happy to read them for you this morning. Yeah, Nathan, good morning.
Good morning, Nee.
How are you doing, my brother?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well too, by God's grace. Thanks so much for making time to join us this morning. All right, let's get into our conversation. So I want us to start from here. When we say someone is living a lifestyle they can't afford, what exactly does that mean in practical financial terms?
Right, thank you so much. And it's good to be online once again and speak to your audience. So this question or this topic is very important. And as this morning, as I posted on my socials to invite people to listen in, there was a comment that, do we really need to tell people why they need to live within their means? And I was telling her, yes, unfortunately, yes, because people have decided to overlook, for lack of words, the commonsensical ways of doing things and try to please others. So if we are to your question, if you are not living within your means, what really it means is that you are not, spending within your financial capacity of spending within your financial resources. Okay. If you allow me to go a little further, we want to look at it from the Greek root. And when you look at it from the Greek root, it is telling you about you having to assess and understand the limited resources you have and why you need to be within that resource. So that is if you are not living within your means, that's what it means. It means that the earnings, your savings, your income that you have, and of course it cannot be just monetary. Sometimes it could be your time, it could be your effort, and it could be your strength. If you are not living within this, it means that you are definitely living out of that means, and that is where issues start popping up.
I see. So, but why do so many people struggle living within their means, even when they are earning a decent income? I was saying a while ago, just before you answer, I was saying a while ago that today people are earning money that their parents or their grandparents only used to dream of. But today, what we are seeing is that people continue to stress, and all of that. They continue to face a lot of struggles. And I'm asking, why does that happen?
Well, it's unfortunate that that happens, but in my perspective, it comes from different, issues, or let me say, different factors. Number one would be our orientation, okay, and this is not just Ghana; it's worldwide, okay, it's worldwide. But some Western countries have been able to find a way and be intentional about rewiring the people's mind to think in a certain way so that they can live within your means. Example is, if my memory serves me right, I think Finland has this program where they have more like a week of celebration of financial literacy, and then they demonstrate practically, okay, a certain way. Kids in, I think, in our side of the world, will see SHS or GHS folks, where they practically build prototypes in sense of a hospital, a household, a construction site, a school, so that people more like practice what is in the world. So if you're in a household, you have a wife, a kid, or you're in another household, you have a wife, 2 kids, 3 kids, okay, then you go to work. So you're a contractor, so you go to construction site. You're a doctor, you go to the hospital. When you go at a point, you earn an income, and when you earn the income, what are you supposed to do? So it's a practical thing they do in Finland.
Right.
So they are trying to rewire. But let's come back to the question of why is it that we are not, living within? It's because of our orientation. And our orientation meaning that we have not been taught and introduced to money in our homes and even in our schools. We go to school, I always say this, we go to school to earn a certificate that will bring in money, but we don't go to school to even learn how to use that money. Because at the end of the day, your certificate and whatever, you are trying to drive towards an economic, liberation, or let me say economic success. It doesn't even matter whether you went to school or not. We have a lot of rich guys who didn't go to school, but they are earning good. But you need to learn about the money. You need to know how it works. You need to know how to make it. You need to know how to multiply it. And that has been our core issue in people living within their means. And then we'll come to the fact that we need to impress people, peer pressure, and people trying to, go with the flow. People try to show off on social media. And let me say, social media is can be really be a blessing, and it can really be very detrimental, because things that people show is not as it is. The things people show is not as it is. Human beings like something, things that are nice. They want to see things that are okay, nice, blessing, and all that. But if you are going to go deeper and understand, I would say that always be looking at the challenges, the price they had to pay, the rigorous, rough pathways they had to take. Then you'll be able to understand and know how to go about things. So these two things, the social orientation and peer pressure, is what is making a lot of us not spend within it. And maybe the last one maybe I'll mention is that we have not unlearned, even when we get to know that there are issues in spending outside our means.
I see. So you mentioned social media as one of them. We're going to come to that shortly. But from what I see, from what your explanation, we're seeing the financial literacy problem, isn't it?
Definitely. Definitely.
I see. But the social orientation you talk about, does it come from, when we are very young, or it's something that is actually, or something that our eyes get open to when we begin to grow to a certain point?
Well, the social orientation should actually come from our childhood, okay? Because just like the Bible says, or we will say the good book says, teach a child in a way he should go, so that when he grows, he will not depart. What that means is that the Bible didn't say that teach a child God's way or teach the child the Christian way. He said, teach the child the way to go. So, in this sense, it is very general. It means that we can categorize financial way in there, we can categorize Christian way in there, we can categorize discipline life in there, we can categorize even career way in there. So it means that if you want to train people to be financially literate and free and live within their means and appreciate it, then we need to start from our childhood. We need to tell them how they can earn money and why they need to earn that money and what they are entitled to, why they should be appreciative of what they've earned. We need to teach them if you earn, you have to put 1% or 2% or 10% aside, and why you are actually putting that 10% aside, and why you need to live within maybe an 80% or so. You see, if we're able to teach them that from childhood, because look, every child grows from, I think, from 1 to 5, is more of a formative, years. If you're not able to teach this kind of things to children to pick it up, I mean, it will be very difficult. And that's how come when we are doing these seminars and things, people don't even appreciate. And, when it's even free, you do it free, come and eat and learn something, they will not even come. You see, yeah.
I see. Well, I am very much interested in the social orientation bit of it. Now, maybe there may be a parent listening to us. What are some of the subtle things, apart from teaching them the way they should go? What are some of the things that we do currently that teaches a child to, want to impress people and want to do things to please others? And as a result, maybe in the future, they might be living beyond their means. What are some of the things that you can point to?
Okay, that's an interesting one. So me, I would say that things that we do to teach people they are not living within their means is when we are not being open to our kids. Okay, we need to be open. Okay, some of the things I do is that when I go to a shopping mall with my girls, most of the time their best thing to do for you, aside trying to let them stand beside you, is that they want to point at things and they need you to buy them. You understand? And you tell them, look, here I am giving you just 50 cedis to spend. So you can take whatever you want to take, but if the 50 cedis is done, you are not getting anything. Sometimes I even tell them, look, we don't have money to buy ABC. What we came to buy is 1, 2, 3. You see, so you are being open to the kids to let them know that, look, we actually need to live within our means.
Right.
And sometimes you have to be even blunt with them and tell them that, look, if we buy these things continuously, we will not have money. And you start walking on the street with tattered clothes.
Okay.
You need to be open to them. Sometimes people will say that, oh, they are kids, they don't have sense, they don't have they are not wise. But look, you can tell a child, the child will even come back and come and ask you certain things that you never thought in terms of monetary aspect. You never thought the child will ask you. So we need to be open. We need to have conversations, and we need to let the children know that, look, this is what we can afford for the week, for the month, and so we can't go beyond. Next time when you have it, we can, go for it. So I think it's transparency and conversations and letting kids, know what they have to know.
And I think that's a very good practice you're giving to your kids. And I won't be surprised if they grow up and they don't try to impress people. And that is good. Kudos to you. Of course, you're living what you're teaching us this morning. All right, let's continue the conversation. And let's talk about social media now. Now, you talked about the fact that today, because of social media, people are doing all kinds of things. How dangerous is that influence of social media, where people have normalized luxury lifestyle, cars, travel, fashion, and all of these things. How dangerous is that influence on the average person's financial behavior?
Right, and thank you for this question. It is very dangerous even to death. And I must say, people have actually just looked on social media and seen how their friends are doing, how they are buying cars, how they are traveling, how they are going to, you know, restaurants and all those things. And they think in their mind that that is what life is. And they go to the extent of committing suicide. And that's how dangerous it is when it comes to social media and these things. And let me sound a disclaimer that I am not saying and I'm not purporting that social media is bad. Social media in itself is not bad, but the way and manner we use is what will determine whether it is good or it is bad. And in this conversation and in this context, we are trying to say that looking at social media just like that and not asking yourself the critical questions, the important questions as to this person is having a car at the age of 25, is working in a restaurant. How did that person get it? These are the critical questions we should ask. This person is going to Dubai. He's going to Dubai every other month. He's going to Dubai every year. How is this person doing that? What kind of job is that person doing? How is the person earning the money? Because you have seen and you've not asked those questions, you may think in your head that, oh, okay, so this guy is working here, working here. So it means that when I work here, I can go to Dubai. You have missed it. You have actually made a decision in vacuum. You don't actually have any basis to make that decision. And that is what is worrying us. So I tell people in conferences and seminars that look, when you see some of these things, for you to be on a safer side, ask the critical questions. Get to know what drove this kind of success. Because it is just like somebody who is wearing a shirt and tie and a jacket, nicely standing in front of you. But when you go to his back, the back is showing, tattered clothes, torn roughly, and you see some marks and blood behind him. And that is what you have to understand. Not the nice one you see. The nice one you see will come out after you have gone through the rough patches. It's just like gold. For you to see a gold bar, it has gone through some serious blasting from the underground, some chiseling and all those things through the fire and the furnace, and it has come out like that. And that's how we need to critically assess things.
I see. Right. So it's very, very dangerous to be living like that. Now let's talk about lifestyle inflation. Why do people upgrade their lifestyle immediately after an income increases? Now, and I ask that because you gave an example of somebody saying, "Oh, this person works here and they have this amount of money, and so because of that, let me also go and look for a job there, and then I get it." The truth is that most people would just increase their spending and their expenses and all of that immediately they start earning more. And I'm asking, why does that happen?
Okay, so this is an interesting one. I think I encountered such questions somewhere recently. This is a human nature. Okay, first of all, we need to understand that this is a human nature. It's part of our making as humans. And if you learn behavioral finance, you get to realize that our emotions, our feelings, contribute to our financial success. And so when you are there and you have a certain amount of money or you earn a certain amount of money, definitely you are seeing nice cars, you are seeing nice houses, you are seeing nice restaurants and all this. You desire to have them. So that desire, okay, that is inbuilt in human, okay, is what sometimes direct us in the wrong path of, overspending or living outside our means. And so in economics, we will say that human needs are insatiable. It means that our needs that we want, it doesn't satisfy us, so we want more. So immediately we earn some good money or increased amount, we want to go for those things that we're desiring when we didn't have that money. Okay, so it's up to that human or person to be smart and say, look, I will need to live within my means and build wealth that will bring me, more income so that I can access these things. It will take somebody who will have that kind of revelation to say that, look, I need to use just, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't increase, some of the things that you desire for. You have to, but in moderation. You have to do it in such a way that you would be able to say that at the end of the day, when my income increased, it has reflected in my life in terms of investment, acquiring assets, and then building wealth. Yeah. So it comes from a natural feature within us that God created us. We desire it. It is there. But it's up to you to look at how smart you can be, and then and work on yourself to maintain that side. So for me, what I do practically is that if my income increases, what I do is that I will have a portion that I will use to go around life, because I've worked for it. I need to enjoy. Okay, and you need to do that. But I'm not doing that on 100% increment. I'm doing just for a portion. Okay, then another portion goes into my future, my retirement. Then another portion goes to some sort of investment or asset acquisition I need to do. And that's how we should be looking at this, because it is human. Yeah.
I see. Now you talk about wealth creation. Is lifestyle inflation one of the biggest silent killers of wealth creation?
Yes, lifestyle inflation is like a systematic tax, let me see, a tax or a levy that takes or deprive you of building wealth, because naturally you feel that, oh, I have to go for it because my income has increased. But you forget that that decision that you have allowed yourself to make is depriving you, it is deducting you the kind of money you can earn in the future. Because if we are to do a math on, let's say, somebody who has about 1,000 increase in his income, and we say we are putting just 50% down for say the next 10 years, you'll be surprised the amount of money the person would have earned. And so if you are not able to put that money down, the calculation we get, the value that we get, if you're unable to put that 50% down from the 10 years earlier, it means that you have actually lost that amount of money in the next 10 years. And that's what it means. And that's how I want people to always look at things from this kind of perspective. Yeah.
All right, Nathan, please hold on for me. Let me just announce the phone lines in case anybody wants to join the conversation. So, exactly 33 minutes after 9, this is the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM with me, Nitrebi Hammond. If you just tuned in this morning, we're talking about how to stop living a lifestyle you can't afford. Essentially, we are saying, how can you live within your means? And my guest is Benjamin Nathan Ochi. He is a financial advisor, and he's joined us this morning over the phone lines for this conversation. If you are listening and you have questions or you have comments, feel free to send them to me. You can send me a WhatsApp on 0544 321019 0544 321019. I'm happy to read your messages for you. You can also call us on 0303956641 0303956641. We'll open the phone line shortly, and so once you call, you can get through and you can ask your questions or make your comments this morning. You can also engage us on our social media platforms. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Please feel free to drop a comment under the live stream, and I'm happy to hear from you this morning. All right. Nathan, let's continue the conversation, and I want us to now look at the warning signs. What are the clearest, red flags that someone is living beyond their means, even if they don't realize it? Because I know that there are people who don't realize that they are living beyond their means. What are some of the things that they should be looking at to tell that indeed they are beginning to live beyond their means?
Okay, so I may not mention 3 or 4 things or signals to look at, but the major thing somebody could, get to realize that they are living beyond their means is when there's an emergency and you cannot solve it yourself. If there's an emergency and you cannot solve it yourself, you need to depend on a loan, you need to depend on a family member, you need to pick up a phone and call somebody, then it means that you are actually not living within your means. Because if you are living within your means, what it means is that you are not living, some part of your income. You are not putting it to work. Let me put it that way. It means that you are not putting part of the income to work. You are not living lower than what you have earned. Because if you are going to live within your means, it should be lower than what you earn, so that the rest of it will go into investments and places where, if there's emergency, you'll be able to access it. So that's the first red flag. And you see, the interesting thing about this emergency thing and living within your means is that it doesn't give you any signal. Emergencies will never give you any signal. You see, and that's how come people say that if you want your finances to be very resilient, you should have an emergency fund on standby, because the emergency will not come like how you receive a WhatsApp notification on your phone. It will just hit you. Okay, it will just hit you without any notification. And if you have such funds around to help you, then it means that you are actually financially resilient and you are living within your means. If that doesn't happen, you are not living within your means, and you need to set up, you need to re-strategize.
I know that there are people that actually have emergency funds or emergency, I think emergency funds they call it, where maybe they put a particular amount of their salary aside, and they are able to tend to it when things happen or when emergencies actually occur. Now, with what you are saying, if somebody has that in place and they are saving there, or they are putting some money down for emergencies, but the rest of the money that they have, they spend everything, or even go and borrow to live. I mean, to be able to still do certain things that they want to do. Would you say that they are living within their means? Looking at the kind of explanation you gave about the fact that if you get an emergency and you don't know what to do, or you are unable to actually take care of it, that is what makes you. I mean, that's a red flag to show that you are not really living your means. I don't know if you get that question.
Yes, I get a question. So, if I understand you, somebody is still having an emergency fund, but still borrow and do other things.
Yeah.
So, it would depend on the situation, because when it comes to debt, I know people who have, literally said that death is not good. Death will put you into trouble, and they even quote scriptures from the good books and all that. Yeah, I mean, I hear them on that. But you see, if you look at death critically, okay, you would understand the purpose of death. We have actually moved beyond death, and today, funny enough, I saw in this death conversation, I saw a death, a credit, or let me say a loan firm that sent messages across and was saying that smart people use loans for children's school fees, and I was surprised. I was surprised to see that we are saying that loans which should be used for productive, works, things that will bring in returns to be able to pay back the loan, are actually used for things that are going to, keep long before we earn something. So depends on what you are using debt for. Because somebody will say that, look, I have an emergency fund, and I'm living within my, let's say 20% in emergency fund, 80% in my expenses.
Yeah.
I'm living within my 80%, but I need to acquire a property, and a property is something that I would want to do and resell for this profit.
Mm.
If I am able to do that and do my math and look at the figures, and I could earn more than the interest I'm going to pay plus the principal I took from the bank or I took for whoever gave it to me, then it makes sense for you to go in.
Mm.
But if you are taking it to go and, do a funeral, buy some, television sets, pay school fees and all those things. I mean, well, we may make an argument that okay, paying school fees will be something that is good to look at. But look, if you really look at your finances critically and you begin to cut certain things, you realize that you can actually save because even now schools are giving payment plans.
Mm.
So if they are giving payment plans, why would you still go for it? And these payment plans are free of charge without interest. Because anytime somebody gives you payment plan, there's an interest attached. You get it? There's an
Yeah.
interest attached. So if they are not giving you and then you still need to go for a loan, then I can say that you are living outside your means. But if it's the person who uses you to acquire property, expand his business, and still make profit and pay back, then we'll say that the person has lived within his means and he's even being smart about using other people's money to make more money for himself.
Mm. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, so let me take that as one of them. So the lack of emergency funds, like you mentioned, is one of the things that will tell people that they are living beyond their means. Of course, I mean some people also don't have savings, which I think that will be fall in the same bracket. How about living paycheck to paycheck? Is that a red flag? Sorry, or a warning sign that you are living beyond your means?
Well, paycheck to paycheck, I think that will also depend. Because if you are living paycheck to paycheck, in my opinion, I think it will be like you breaking even in your business because at least for you, you are not going out for loans and you are not even, spending beyond your income that you have already earned. So that wouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure people who are working and they're able to, spend. Let's say you are earning 10,000 a month and you are spending within that 10,000 a month. You'll be living beyond your means. No, you are not living beyond your means. But if the conversations arises in terms of going beyond and achieving financial independence, then that is where we'll have a problem because now, by the time you go on retirement, you are not financially independent. And so, therefore, in Ghana, our system, you're actually coming to earn 60% of what you were earning, just
Mm.
60% maximum. Some people earn below that. The maximum person is doing a 60%, pension, right? So you are going to earn just 60% of your income. But ask yourself, as you have grown, you'll be doing more of hospital, you'll be still paying utilities as they increase at this side of our world. Will you be able to, afford that with that 60%? And so that's where we'll have a critical conversation. If it is within your means and you're having 10,000 and you are spending within 10,000, you are not owing anybody, you don't have issues with your landlord and all those things, then you are fine. But if we are to go beyond and say that achieving financial independence or financial success, that is where we'll have a problem. Say that, look, you need an emergency fund, you have to you get your retirement,
Mm.
you should have your insurance in place, maybe an investment income, and then maybe a legacy plan where you can bequeath to your kids and then have them start life well and all that. Yeah.
Mm. I see. Now, we're going to talk about some practical strategies that people can be able to, put in place to avoid living beyond their means. But let's look at the cost. What is the effect of living beyond your means? What is the cost of it?
Well, the cost I think is quite enormous. Number one, if you are not living beyond your means, what it means is that you are going to fall into debt automatically.
You mean if you are living
If you
beyond
take
your means? Sorry, if you are living
yes,
beyond your means. Okay. Right.
beyond,
Right.
right?
Mm.
Yes, so beyond it means that you are actually not within the means,
Mm.
within the resources,
Yeah.
okay, within the income. So definitely you are spending more than the income you are earning. And when you spend more than the income you are earning, Where are you taking the money from? Where are you getting those monies from? Is it from gifts that people give you, or it is from loans that you are taking? And now, little by little, Ghana, we are having easy access to credit. We are not there yet, but we are gradually having easy access. Now you go to your Momo, you can take a loan, you can go to in some of these, companies that I don't want to mention.
Yeah.
You can have easy access to them.
Mm.
If you are doing that, it means that you are going beyond your means and you are going to get into debt. You get it?
Mm.
Aha. So that's number one cause. Number two, it can cause, relationship problems. It can cause relationship problems because there's a survey I think I've mentioned right in here before. The survey looking at the stress, the financial stress, and the causes it brings to individuals. And one of the cause, or let me say the effect, is relationship problems, because if you don't have money and you are always owing and all that, I mean, you will have issues with your spouse because the time that you need to critically provide, you are not able to do that. You are not able to do it. And it can also steadily, it can cause you your health, deteriorating, because if you are not able, if you are still owing, you have calls coming in, come and pay your debt and all those things. I mean, mentally, you'll be derailed. And if you are mentally derailed, you are not putting yourself in the right frame of mindset to work and even pay off, your debt, especially when you are not very strong in your mind and you are not very positive. So I think these are some of the three effects that can happen, and even thirdly, it can even affect your work. Fourthly,
Hello. Hello. All right. I think I lost Nathan there. We'll try and get him back on the line, and then we can continue the conversation. But very good points is making, and I think I have him back. Hello, Nathan.
hello, Nee.
Yes, I lost you. I think you were trying to make another point.
Okay, so I think it was the fourth point that I was making
Mm.
on work productivity, if I'm right.
Mm.
So it can affect your work productivity, because if you don't have even the right frame of mind to work, it means that you are not going to meet your targets at workplace, even for yourself. The plans you have for yourself, you are not able to meet them, because you don't even have the strength, you don't even have the mental capacity and rigidity to go out there and challenge yourself, and go beyond the hurdles of life to achieve. So these are some of the things that can affect you if you are living beyond your means, and you can get yourself into so much troubles. We've had fraudulent activities even in the banking sector, where people are living within their outside their means. They spend, and even gamble with what they earn, and they still need to gamble more, to be able to earn more. And those things have caused people's their life, and they have been incarcerated and all that. So these are the things that can affect you if you are not living within your means. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so now let's look at the practical strategies. But just before that, let me announce the lines one more time, and then we can give that. So if you're listening to us, you can join a conversation this morning. We're talking about how to stop living a lifestyle you cannot afford. And so send us a WhatsApp on 0544 1019. I'm happy to read your messages for you this morning. If you also want to call me, you can place a call on that same number, or you can call me on 030 030395641, and then I'll give you the opportunity to share your thoughts with us this morning. You can drop a comment under our live stream on Facebook at ZFMGH, or on YouTube at Z Multimedia. I'm happy to also read your comments for you this morning. All right, Nathan. So let's look at the practical approaches. So if someone realizes today that they are living above their means, what should be their first step?
Okay, that's a good one. Solution based, and empirical strategies I want to share here. First of all, you need to accept and realize that you are living beyond your means. You need to accept it. That is where the first, um, um, solution will become clear to you. Because if you don't accept it, I mean, nothing will work for you because already you don't even accept that you are in that situation. So
Okay.
no solution or no, suggestions will make you change. So you need to accept it. When you accept it, then you start working on the mindset you have. Okay, because it is a certain mindset that is making you behave that way. If you are able to know that mindset and start working on it in terms of on learning what you have what you have learned to bring you to this point, okay, then you really learn the new things that you should do. So these two things, I call it the mind play: accepting the fact that you are in this situation, and then on learning the kind of mindset you had and relearning another mindset. Those are the mind play. Then you come to the practical aspect of it, where you tell yourself that, look, I am earning 10,000. I am going to spend 80% of the 10,000. If I am going beyond, I am not spending, I am not going to borrow and all those things. And in doing that, you should have a financial advisor, or some people will say that an accountability partner. Okay, having an accountability partner will help you, will give you, it will be of great help. People don't want that, and people don't want to take people out, because when it comes to money, it involves emotions, and some people feel that earning a certain kind of money is so confidential. Meanwhile, we put out Elon Musk's net worth, Warren Buffett net worth upgrade, and then we are okay. But we feel that earning a certain amount of money is so confidential. It's funny to me sometimes. But you see, if you get an accountability partner, a financial advisor, the person will help you. Somebody you feel you can trust, and somebody you feel you can, you know, direct you. And one of the things you should know when, especially you have a financial advisor or accountability partner, is some of the things they will say to you should make sense to you and should be within your means to do. If that is what comes to you easily, and is in line with your thinking. Sometimes you are not thinking about it, but when they say it, you are able to align and say, okay, why didn't I see this? Oh, this is a good. That is where you should be taking those action into play. If it doesn't make sense to you, then please just ask further questions, and try to understand it before you make any move. Then when you have such a partner, what you want to go ahead and do is that start setting up your financial plans. Don't do anything without you having financial plans. I see a lot of people making mistake of just investing, just throwing money about, just because people are saying what do you call it? Interest rate is 20%. This company is giving 30%. The stocks is doing well. See, I'm going to it makes me sick, because when that happens, these are the good times, and when it goes the other way, okay, the bad times, they begin to run helter skelter, and they give you issues. They begin to bring issues to themselves and whoever even introduced them to some of these things. You see, in investment and in the financial space, it is the bad times that are the good times. The bad times are the good times. The rich guys will tell you. Those who are making good money will tell you. Because the bad times is where ordinary human beings will shy away. Ordinary human beings will quail in their boxes. Ordinary human beings will run away from the show. But the bold and the smart and the intelligent investors, they go in for it in the bad times, and they don't go in without taking risk and making all the analysis and seeing the things right. They don't do it without doing those things. They do it with all those facts, all those data, and all the risk that they can afford. Then when the good times come, that is where they enjoy. So when they are enjoying, you are coming to the market. They are actually selling to you all those things, and they are making the money, and they are going out of the market. And you think that, oh, you are actually coming in a good time. No, put down financial plans and make sure that whatever money you are putting down, it is purported for an achievement, a financial achievement. And that's what a financial plan will do for you. So these are the things that I'll share practically to help people to come out from living, beyond their means. Thank you.
Right. What at where does budgeting, investing, savings, and all of those things come in?
Yes, so it is part of your financial plans. They are all financial plans. So I mean, I always tell people that look, if I'm working with you on your financial plans, of course, it's not free. You that the plans, some of the plans that you need to have is a smart budget, not just any budget.
Hello. Okay.
With that one, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes. With a smart one, you are looking at um earning your money and then paying yourself first. So you pay your emergency fund, you pay your investment fund, you pay your retirement fund, you pay your insurance. If you're a Christian, you pay your tithe. Okay, and probably something that you use to give out as charity. The rest is what you earn. The rest is what you spend. You don't spend all the money that you have to spend, then you come back and say you want to save for the future. It doesn't work like that anymore. The pressure in the system does not warrant and accommodate that anymore. It's an old strategy. We need to stop using that. The new strategy is that when your earnings come, make sure that you are paying yourself in all the financial plans before you spend. And by the way, when you were being paid less, you survived. So if you put all your monies in your financial plan, you will still survive. So that's where budget is one of the first financial plans you should have. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Nathan. I think it's been a good conversation, and our time is up, and we have to go. Maybe let me take your final thoughts, and then we can go. I have another question, but because of our time, we would have to wrap up here. But let me hear from you. Maybe your final thoughts to anybody at all who's listening to us. Maybe a young professional, maybe a mother, a father, anybody at all, even a driver, whoever that is listening to us this morning. What will be your message to them?
Okay. So my message is that obviously we should try to live within the resources, the revenues that we have. That is the ultimate way to make wealth, because if you don't do that, you are actually hurting your future self, and it can cause a lot of issues. And let me also add that if you don't have an emergency fund, you don't have any business investing in anything. And as a matter of fact, if you don't even have financial plans, you don't have any business in investing in anything, because people make that mistake of, I've heard that this investment is good, that. They go and put the same money they have accumulated in all of their life in that investment. And it's the same money that will solve your problem when there's a funeral in the house. It's the same money that will solve the problem when the fridge is spoiled. It's the same money that will solve a problem when there's a school fees. It is not practical. It doesn't build wealth. That money that you have gathered and you have accumulated in just one thing, divide them into financial plans and let it purposely work according to the achievement, the financial goal that you want to achieve. And that you have some peace, your stress level will come down, and you will definitely be on the road to financial success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nathan. Really grateful that you made time to join me this morning, and I think you shared a lot of insights on this particular subject matter. Thank you. Really grateful.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right. Please do enjoy the rest of your day. All right. So that's how we wrap up today. That was Nathan Benjamin Kwao. Autry. Sorry. Benjamin Nathan Autry is a financial advisor, and he joined us this morning. A very good conversation on how to stop living a lifestyle you can't afford, which is a very important thing, especially in this age and time. If you miss any part of the conversation, you have the chance to head to our YouTube channel. We are on YouTube at Z Multimedia. We'll post a video there. You can go and play it back so that you can stop living a life that you cannot afford. so you'll be able to build the wealth that you need. Nathan says that one of the things you have to do is to have a financial plan if you want to stop. All of that is in the conversation we just had. If you miss it, you can visit our YouTube channel, like I said, on Z Multimedia. Sorry, at Z Multimedia on YouTube, and you can get to play that back and make sense of it. So that's how we wrap up today on the Business Breakfast on Z 101.9 FM, your lifestyle, leisure, and business platform. We're back again tomorrow with some more interesting conversations. Until then, please keep listening to Z 101.9 FM. And when you think Ghana, please think Z. My name is Nee Trebi Hammond. You can look me up on all social media platforms, and let's connect. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Up next is The Brighter Side with Jeremy Okorie Amwako. I'll see you. Bye-bye.